Let's go.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You probably heard the 5 count, but guys, I think we are live. Hey guys, welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. It's another epic Saturday live stream with a guest, and this time we have one of the developers, a member of the team of the person that brought us the excellent Abathor game, Pow Pixel Games. Guys, this is like a modern take on classic games that we like. As soon as I saw this, I fell in love with it straight away. Now, one thing to point out here, if you look at the top right of the screen, next to where the chat is, you can see 4 characters up there, 4CKBD. Now, that is part 1 of 3 of a Steam code that we are giving away. So if you haven't got a pen and paper ready, get a pen and paper, write that down. And when the third part is revealed, make sure you go to your Steam account, and I guess it's the quickest one to the gun that gets it and reveals it. So we are doing a giveaway with this. So today I have one half of the Abathor development team. I have Xavier with me. Xavier, introduce yourself, let us know a little bit about yourself, tell us a little bit about Abathor, and then we'll go through some Q&As.
Hello, Pixel. Very nice to meet you. I'm very honored to be talking here with you in your channel. Excuse me for my English, it's a bit rusty, but I hope you understand because I will use video games terms and video games vocabulary. So Abathor is a game that developed by Pow Pixel Games. It's an studio, an indie studio created by my brother David and me. And we started this project like 5 years ago. We are lovers, absolute lovers of 16-bit games. We are lovers of arcade games. We are lovers of old school games. We wanted to make a homage. We wanted to honor all that old games that we enjoy when we were kids. We wanted to honor the games that like some years ago, you just played for fun, right? Abathor is a game that we call it the genre of the game we call start and kill, because you first start and you start killing your enemies. You don't go if you want to read the plot. Okay, you can read the plot. It's a nice plot, but you can just go killing everything and everyone in your way throughout Atlantis. You just press the button. You have a jump button. You have an attack button and some ability, and you chill out and start killing everyone. So that's what we call a start and kill game, and it's a homage to games like Super Castlevania 4, King of Dragons, Golden Axe, Super Mario even. So if you have played, or I don't know if you have played before, or this is the first time you play Pixel, but all the people and all the people that are listening to us will like this game if they like retro games and action, with a lot of action and a lot of frenetic platformers.
Perfect. Now there's a game I was so hoping that you mentioned, and it's this game here. If you look at your screen, this game here, Rastan.
I wanted to leave that one for you, of course. I wanted to leave that.
Even like the lizard men that you've got in the later stages remind me of this. And I'm like, I saw this when this was being previewed, and I was like, no, this is Rastan. And there's another thing that I absolutely love. Let me bring that image up. And this is what I find absolutely smashing. And it's this one here, right? This here, guys. That there just reminds me of Golden Axe, guys. So Golden Axe, what part was it? There's a part where you're on the turtle. I don't know, it just gives me those crazy Golden Axe vibes, man.
It's Golden Axe 1 when you ride an eagle.
That is the one, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I've completed that multiple times, but I'm like, it just reminds me of Golden Axe so much. So, dude, that is freaking awesome. So, when it came down to the development of Abathor, let's bring Abathor back up a little bit here. So, when it came to the development, like, how was it? Is this something that you made using something like Game Maker, or is this, what was the background of this, and who was the main coder for this? Was your brother the lead as far as coding goes, or was it like a joint effort between you guys, or did you do visuals, he done coding, sound? Like, what was the dynamic that you guys kind of served with one another?
Well, first let me congratulate you to see the Rastan reference. I didn't mention it, of course, because it was the more direct one. We played Rastan. We actually played Rastan of the arcades when it was released, and we wanted to make a Rastan game for 4 players. That was our aim.
Ah,
We want to
okay.
play Rastan in 16-bit for 4 players. And that's where Abathor came. And of course, mixing it up with Conan, because Rastan is Conan. It's Conan, of
Absolutely,
course.
absolutely. So
Okay.
Conan to Rastan, from Rastan
Yeah.
to Abathor.
For the development, we use Game Maker. The main code was programmed by my brother. I programmed just some lines. We divided the work between the design, the lore, the enemies, the movements, and the levels between my brother and me. But the main programmer is my brother, and he's a genius.
Oh, super. And you can completely see it in that. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here. Your brother gave me a code for this for Steam a while ago. Now, I did play this. However, due to having like a limitation of the time, I've only the first boss, which I think is the octopus one. I beat the first boss, but I haven't gone back to it since. But whenever I pick a character, I just call him Rastan, and now he's all beefed up on screen now with that power up. I pick Rastan. I'm not. So tell us about the 4 characters that you can pick out of it, their strengths, their weaknesses, and what were your inspirations? So obviously we know the main character in here, Abathor, is bloody Rastan, right? It's like Rastan's grandchild, as I like to call it. What are the other characters that we've got? What are they based on? What were the inspirations?
Yes, well, the main character is called Cruncher, is Rastan, and Rastan is Conan, right? So it's Conan, and I suppose that everyone listening has watched Conan the Barbarian, the 80s movie.
Absolutely.
That is a great movie. Like do you remember the beginning? In the times when Atlantis ruled the oceans. Do you remember that beginning?
I've got such a bad memory. I actually remember Red Sonja more
like
because
this.
I watched that more recently.
It begins like this: between the time when Atlantis ruled the oceans. So we wanted to go back and make a Conan game, like a Rastan Conan game, set in Atlantis. So this game is set in Atlantis. And so we can talk about the characters. Cruncher is like antecessor of Conan, and
Okay.
he's the barbarian guy. He has a very direct approach to combat. He's the most he's like the all-around fighter. He's quick, he's strong, he has a lot of hit points. He can dodge. Every character has an ability. So Cruncher, it's Conan, Rastan can dodge, and he has a power attack.
Hello. Savior, you there? Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I think we may have lost Savior. Let me go into comms and have a look. Savior, hello. Okay. It's still running. Okay, bear with me, guys. What is?
Her name is Size.
Oh, okay.
Her ability.
Dude, really sorry. So I don't know what happened there, but the sound just kind of disappeared. So
Sorry.
if you wanna go to the second character and start again from there. Apologies, guys. Not sure what happened there.
No problem. The second character is a Valkyrie called Size, and she's inspiring all the Valkyries, and his compatibility is that she has an unbreakable shield. She can parry almost every attack of the game.
Oh, nice. Well, even boss attacks.
Even
boss attacks.
Even boss attacks.
Oh wow. Okay.
She can parry anything that attacks you. Can parry, but excepting some kind of magic and excepting contact damage. If an enemy just runs throughout you and makes you contact damage with their body, it hurts you. But she can parry almost everything. So he's like the tank. He has the highest HP, and if you parry an attack, you stun the enemy, so you can counterattack. And so she's a very technical fighter. We have playing style for each kind of player. So,
Sorry to interrupt there. I just want to point out, look how beautiful those lizard men are looking on screen.
Yeah.
That literally is like an evolution of the Rastan one. Sorry, please continue. I had to say it there because I love lizard men.
It's an evolution that we put a lot of. We put a lot of work.
You did.
You can't imagine how much work and love we put in this game.
It completely shows. It reminds me of a cross between the lizard men in Rastan, and then if you ever played Soul Calibur, the character Lizard Man in there, it reminds me of a cross between those two. Like you've taken the best parts of each one of those, and you've made like the ultimate lizard man. But sorry.
This game has more than 100 different references to video games, movies, comics, books, and games of the 80s and 90s. More than 100 references.
Nice.
You got two, but there's a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, your brother's even saying, look, Castlevania and the Ghost and Goblin vibes, or Ghouls and Ghost vibes. So yeah, that's freaking cool. So sorry, please continue with your character thing. I just had to interrupt there because lizard men deserve an interruption.
Yeah, of course, no problem. There's no problem. It's okay. So we have this Krontor, is the barbarian, strong and a well-rounded fighter. We have the tank, the defensive technical fighter, that is Size, the Valkyrie. Then we have Critias, that he's an assassin, right? He's like some kind of assassin. So he's the quickest and more agile of the game. He has some kind of Shoryuken movement.
Nice.
He can hit very quick. He has the highest DPS per round, right? The highest damage per second. If you are quick enough, maybe he's the most difficult character to play, but he's for anxiety players, for players who like quick characters, but he's also very fragile. All characters have some kind of defensive attack. If you attack, you sweep above your head with your sword, right? You make a sweep, like an arc, attacking, and you can hit the enemies above you. But Critias cannot do that. So he's open, he's vulnerable to flying enemies and for enemies attacking. And last but not least, it's Azais. Azais is the one that you can see in the screen.
Okay.
He's inspired by a character called Eric of Melibone. Do you know?
No. When you said Eric, I was thinking of Eric the Viking, which I think was a comedy character, but definitely not that.
It's Eric of Melibone. It's a character created in the 70s by a writer called Michael Moorcock. And he was a very famous character in the 80s that had a sword a black sword that eats souls. So this character is a warlock, and he has an ability to absorb the soul of your enemies. So if you kill a monster and then use your ability, you'll see this warlock like throwing a fire, a purple fire. If you absorb the soul of your enemy, now you are the strongest character in the game. You have like a fire sword that is boosted with the soul of your enemy and has the highest attack of the game.
And is it like one soul, and then when you do an attack it resets, then you get another soul and you continue, or does it last for a period of time?
Yeah. That's it. You can only have one soul absorbed at a time. Right? One soul absorbed at a time. And you have a little time bar. When it goes off, then you have normal attacks.
So you
can absorb as many souls as you want. It's time you absorb a soul, the bar goes full again.
That's freaking awesome. So you've got a nice variety there, depending on your play style. You want to play defensive tank, you want to go all out attack, you want to go into a high skill-based one with high damage output, but you haven't got as many hit points. You want to go for someone that gets a power boost but has to attack in a limited period of time. That is freaking awesome.
The warlock is the weakest in the game if he's not boosted, but is the strongest. Is boosted. So it's a very different play style if you are boosted or not. And also they all have secondary weapons, and the secondary weapon is different for each character. So the Kratos the Barbarian has throwing axes. The Valkyrie size has throwing spears. The Assassin has a lot of daggers, and the Warlock can summon demons that are homing demon attacks.
No, that is crazy. And so when it comes to, so tell us about, so you decided you're going to make a game, you invested time in Game Maker, you done, a lot of the coding part. I've used Game Maker myself, but I only made the Asteroids game it shows you in the demo. So I made literally Asteroids in there, and I was like, yeah, this is really, really cool. But so how was the journey? So now you've got this game, you've made the game, a lot of thought's gone in there, a lot of work just in the animations alone, the story, the whole works. Now, what was it like when you were like, okay, we're going to publish this? Where did you publish it first? Was it Steam and then it came onto consoles? And what was it kind of like? Did you invest a lot of money into it with a hope of a return, or was it quite cheap to get it out there once you knew what you were doing and you obviously had a license for Game Maker?
Well, Maker is a great engine. It's a great engine to design this kind of games, and we are very happy with it. So our main idea was just to make a Rastan for 4 players, and we didn't want to just for the sake of it, just for the love of it. But we started making the game, and it was growing bigger.
Sorry, interruption. This is the second level on Rastan, man.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, please continue.
It's nice. Yeah, you are a true gamer.
This is where I used to die on 1 credit, by the way. So once you get to the fire pits, which are there, I kind of started dying. And do you remember? Did you have the same rule in the arcades, right, where you only ever played with 1 credit, and when you died, you never continued because you wouldn't last as long. So say, for example, your first credit would get you 10 minutes of gameplay. Your second credit would only get you 1 or 2 minutes of gameplay before you were dead. Yeah. So you would start all over again. So, but in my play of Rastan, that's kind of like as far as I could get. And then it started to get really, really tough. But yeah, sorry, please continue. I'll interrupt you next time I spot something, but for now you're good.
No problem. That's okay. You don't interrupt. You say very, very nice things. So Rastan was very difficult. That we wanted to make a homage to arcade games. So we have, depending on the difficulty of the game, you have coins for continue. In this game, you have limited continues. So you have, at the normal level, you have only 5 coins, 5 continues. If you lose it, then you are done. So, but of course, this is a modern game, also an actual game, also. So you can save game, right? You don't have to be playing like 5 hours in a row to complete the game. So, the process of the game, we started to make the game just for the sake of it. But when we started to put in our social media some images of the game, we detected, we spot that many people like it, the prototype, like we put some scenes, some movements, some character development, and we saw that there were a lot of people interested. So we started to go to indie games events, right? Like Game Zone and some indie games events in Spain. And so we met there a publisher called Yandusoft. He's a Catalan Spanish publisher, and he saw the game, and he saw potential in it, and he told us that he could publish the game, he would finish it. So we make a contract with him, and the game was better, much better than we thought, and it caught the attention of PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, and we signed a contract with them. And so you can find with this game in Xbox, in PlayStation 4, in PlayStation 5, in Switch 1, in Switch 2. It was much better than we thought. At the beginning, we only wanted to have fun. But at the end, this game was much bigger than we first expected.
Absolutely superb. Now, guys, I just want to tell everyone here, can you see that code up there? 4CKBD. Keep a note of that because I'm going to make that disappear in a second, and then part 2 and part 3 of the code is going to be shown on there. So you'll have to watch it. You'll have to have a pen and paper handy. I recommend you guys having your Steam account open. Now, the reason we chose a Steam code is because the Steam code can be activated worldwide. It's a universal code. We will be doing giveaways for the console versions over on Metal Game Solid over the next week or so, where you can win other ones, and the winner will get a code which will work within their region, because those codes aren't region free. That's why we've gone with the Steam one. So guys, the 4C KBD is going to disappear soon, and we're going to put the other ones on there. So, but it will disappear, so please note that down. And I will announce when I do the second and third ones, but they won't be up there for ages. So there'll be like little flashes on there. So this is how we get you to stay tuned to the channel. So no escaping, no escape, Lizard Man. If anyone gets that, that's from Flash Gordon. I just gave it away. So the other thing I was going to say, now that you've done this game, you've also done excellent updates for it by specifically listening to feedback of your customers, of people that play the game, which obviously shows that you are gamers at heart. Rather than thinking, oh, this is what we're going to do, that's the approach. You've taken a community first approach when it comes to updates. You've pushed out excellent free updates for this game as well, which I'm very proud of. Now, you did say that was if I remember correctly in a social media post, that was your last update before you moving on to the next big project. Is there anything you can tell us about that? Obviously you're allowed to. I understand if you want to keep some of it secret or you're not allowed to say it, but is there anything that you can tell us, or even if you can give us like, can we expect a new game from you guys in 2026? Will it be simply Abathor 2, or will it be a completely different IP?
Okay, we take into account our community. Some of the updates we have done for Abathor has been directly for the suggestions of our community. We have speed up the game. We have make different gaming difficulties. We have arranged some new movements for the characters, and everything listen to our community, which is a great community. About the following game, this was the last update. Okay, we think the game is now 100% done. I thought a game could never be ended. Okay, but you have to put an end to a game at some. Pixel, I cannot tell you too many things about our new game,
okay,
but I can tell you some little things, and this is the first time that we are going to say something about our new games. Okay, so this is the premiere.
Oh, I'm excited now.
we haven't told this to anyone. So we are only telling that there is going to come a new game soon enough. I cannot say the date, but not this year, and it's going to be in the Abathor universe. We have never said this in the streaming, but we say it now. This is going to be in the Abathor universe. But I'm sorry, the rest it's developing secret.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. I want to bring up another game.
It's going to be a new Abathor, with surprises.
That is super. What I want to do now is
It's not going to be what the people think it's going to be.
No, I'm literally thinking nothing at the moment. So what I do want to do is, here you go, we've got two games running there. So now we've got your Abathor. And have you ever played this game? So I like all the Rastan games, every single one of them. So I like Rastan 1. I'm a big fan of Rastan 2. Absolutely. Ooh, give me a second. I need to just put the volume down for this in case it's too loud. Here we go. Yeah, put that down. That's fine. Yeah, so have you played this? Have you played Warrior Blade Rastan 3? I didn't find out about this years and years later. It's a dual screen game. Instead of a side scroller, it's more like Final Fight and Double Dragon. Any inspiration from this when you done the original Abathor?
Not from this. I like this game. I like this one. I like this more than Rastan 2. But we took inspiration from beaten up games. The main inspiration for this game is nice, but the main inspiration from beaten up games, it's King of Dragons.
Okay.
King of Dragons is one of our main inspiration from 3D beaten ups.
Right.
King of Dragons is a genius game. It's a really it's a game that only has jump and attack, but it's so addictive. because the stages are very short and very quick, and it changes the scenario, right? The environment it changes at each level. It's a very addictive game. It's when Capcom had great developers, and we try to do Abathor something like this. So in each world in Abathor, in each zone, Abathor is composed of 10 worlds, 10 zones, and each zone has 5 levels. So we try to make each level and each zone different, like this game, like King of Dragons. Each level is different. So in each zone, there are some kind of enemies, right? For example, in the first zone, the one with the Kraken, there are sea enemies like octopus, crabs, Cthulhian monsters. In the second world, there are lizard monsters, bats. So there is no any enemy that repeats itself in another zone. We have more than 100 different enemies in the game. It's crazy.
Dude,
I know it's crazy.
It's
totally
absolutely
crazy.
nuts, absolutely nuts. And so, tell us a little bit about your arcade experience, because so so obviously you play stuff like Rastan. So I'll take it. Did you play stuff like Street Fighter or Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 1, Final Fight, R-Type? And what was the arcade scene like in Spain? Was it like in London or in the UK where you had arcades, but then every convenient, see Lizardmen again. Every convenience store, every kind of like takeaway chip shop, mini cab station, you had different arcade machines out there, man. What was it like that as well in Spain, or did you just have set arcades out there?
Okay, in Spain, the arcade scene was crazy. I only knew this like many years ago because I thought that it was the same in every country in the world. But I was a kid and I didn't know that the arcade movement in Spain was so strong, because it was these arcade saloons, right? These arcade big placement of arcades like in Japan, like in London, like in everywhere, right? Like that, a lot of arcades in a building. Okay, that was like in Japan or like in London, but in Spain, there are a lot of pubs. We call it bars. We call it bars, not pubs, but there are a lot of pubs. It's the country in Europe with more pubs per capita. It's crazy. It's crazy. So there was this time in the 80s and in the 90s where every and each pub in Spain had an arcade.
Like, are we talking
one arcade machine?
Was it an arcade as in it had a arcade machine, or was it an arcade as in it had lots of arcade machines, like multiple?
No, it was just a single arcade machine, like for example, a Street Fighter or
okay.
or whatever. And each and every pub had an arcade machine. It was incredible. I didn't know at the time that it was something that was only happening in Spain.
Okay.
So this meant that the arcade movement in Spain was very, very big. And for example, the creators of Street Fighter 2 were in Spain in the beginning of the 90s.
Nice.
They were shocked that they were walking in the street and they were listening in the street to the music of Street Fighter 2 because
it's quality.
It's crazy, Pixel, because the bars and the pubs had Street Fighter 2, that it was a very big game. It was a hit, and you were walking the street, and the Japanese developers were just walking the street, listening to the music that they had created. They said that not even in Japan this happened. So this means that the retro game movement is very strong in Spain now, because all the people that grow, all the kids that grow the games now are into retro gaming, are into developing, and are into retro playing.
That is crazy.
It's crazy.
In the UK, what we had was, so in the pubs, you didn't have arcade games. You had fruit machines, you had the gambling machines in there, but you had you had dedicated arcades. They were big, but then, for example, like a convenience store, you know, like a newsagents realized, oh, all the kids are into this. They'd make a section in the back. Some of them would have like 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of them up to like 10 arcade machines in the back, right? Then you'd have them in minicab stations. You know, if you wanted to get yourself a taxi at the taxi office, they would have one in there. Then they would have some in chip shops, like, you know, fish and chips, a British dish. They were known to have those in there. So we had plenty of them around it. But what that kind of meant was, it meant that the kids could go in there. The kids could go in there and play. There wasn't any restrictions. But back in like the late 80s, you know, even like the early 90s, we could actually go into these big arcades that were primarily gambling dens, and we were allowed to go in there to kind of play. Whereas you're not allowed in there now, but we were allowed in there as kids. Obviously, it's not something that my parents would have liked, but hey, they didn't know I went there. Then you'd have them in like social clubs. You'd have social clubs for like old, they used to have like Greek, for Greek guys, Turkish guys. They'd have social clubs, but then they'd have an arcade machine in there. So you'd have all these old guys in there drinking whiskey at 11 a.m. in the morning, playing cards. and over there, they'll have like a couple of arcade machines, and we'd play them. So the arcade movement was big, and I feel like it definitely, like you said, it kind of, we're all grown up now, but we still have the same love. And so all the modern games I buy are pretty much like old games that I like a modern version of them. But when we're talking about that, so obviously you said you're going to do a next game. It's coming out, and it's going to be based within the Abathor universe. Would you ever consider taking on a challenge, like, because I love my arcade style games, but the other genre that I like a lot is like the Metroidvania genre. So for example, something like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the recent Metroid Dread on the Switch, but let's go Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's a big favorite, because that felt like in the arcade games where we were just walking left to right, like you said, killing everything. This gave it a little bit more. You had to find your way around. You got power-ups, you got customizations. Would you ever consider, or would you even ever consider outsourcing the Abathor IP for someone to do a Metroidvania of it? Because that's something that I feel really, really like. It just makes something really, really good. It makes that replayability, that exploration. It adds like another layer to it. Like, how do you feel about the Metroidvania genre? Is that something that you like yourself, and is that something you would ever consider the Abathor kind of universe to kind of go into?
Okay, we love Metroidvania. We played Super Metroid in Nintendo. We loved Symphony of the Night. It was a game that I had originally had in PlayStation 1. We have not thought about the IP to develop a Metroidvania, but I don't know. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Could be. We have never thought about that, but we really love Metroidvania. We didn't want through that Abathor was a Metroidvania, because we wanted it to make a more fast-paced game. We wanted to be more quick, more fast, with more action. Metroidvania are a bit slower, right? But the game has replayability. You say that?
Replayability, yeah.
Replayability. Because if you finish the game, you can play along all the map again. You unlock the map, right? And you have a sword that moves along the map, like in Golden Axe. And you can choose again all the stages. And why would a player would do this? Because it has secrets. Like Abathor has a lot of achievements, and secrets that can, if you complete the game, you can discover a lot of things that not everyone has discovered. In Steam, only 1% of the people have finished like 100% of the game. Wow. If you put Abathor, you can see the map. Maybe if you put an image of the game.
I've got your Steam page here. Let me grab the Steam page.
You can put the map.
So this is what I've got here for Abathor. But I've got the Steam page up here. And can we check achievements or anything via this? Is it anywhere here where it shows you what people have achieved?
You want to Steam achievements?
Steam achievements. Sorry, where the heck am I going here? Community
Like
hub.
in the right, just scroll down.
Okay.
Scroll down in the right.
Steam
More,
achievements. Got it. Got it.
Right.
Here we go. Steam achievements. I've clicked it.
Oh,
Where are you? Here we go. No, that's
no, that's not it.
no, that's definitely not it. No.
I will pass on to you.
Yeah, no problem. Hold on. With Steam, I did press Steam achievements. No, what the heck? Oh, okay. So this is actually showing me stuff with achievements. Okay.
Yeah.
Showing me other games with achievements. Let's have a look. Is there anything?
I noticed something there.
Okay. And before anyone out there, well, while you're sending me that, you can send it to me on Discord. I'll open Discord and grab it. But we've got Abathor. Look, it's out for the Nintendo Switch. Works on Switch 2 as well. And guys, this is a game that runs at 60 FPS. It's not one of those frame-dropping games. You can check out a demo as well. Also available for the PlayStation, which will be PlayStation 4 and 5. Currently, half-price sale at $584. And you save another 5% if you've got PlayStation Plus. And you can get it for the Xbox as well, $12.49. So you've got lots and lots of different ways of playing this. Is this available on GOG as well? Did you release this on GOG as well? Or is it only Steam for PC?
No, it's only Steam. By the moment, it's just Steam.
Cool. No, that's absolutely fine. So where are those? Where's that thing that we wanted to have a look at? Did you send it to me on Discord? Shall I go over to it?
Okay, I sent to you to Discord the achievements link. You can
cool.
Click on
yep, no problem. Let's do that. Okay, we have got that up, guys.
That's it. That's it.
Okay. So Treasure Addict, okay, 84%. So if we scroll right down to the bottom, 1.1%. It's increased. Revealed 1%. The true ending. Wow. So you've given.
Yeah, because the game has two endings, like the old games, right?
Okay.
When you were a kid, the games were very expensive, and you wanted a game that was difficult. Now, of course, games are easier now, but we wanted to make the difficulty of before. So the game is quite difficult. It has 3 levels of difficulty, and the last level it's called Epic level, and it has something special. It has the true ending of the game. You only know what really happens in the game if you beat at epic game.
Wow.
At epic difficulty, and it has an additional stage. So there is, I think, 51 stages in game. You can run along 51 stages, but if you play at epic mode, there are 52, and the last stage is crazy. It's awesome. It's absolute nuts. It's absolute nuts. The last stage. We have been the few people that have reached to the last stage have gone nuts.
Wow.
Because it has. Well, I think I can spoil, or I can make a spoiler, or not.
Just if anyone doesn't want to hear this, then mute yourself for the next 10 seconds. So Here you go. Right, we're doing it now. So quickly mute. Okay, go for it. 10 seconds.
It has the largest final boss of Pixel history.
Oh wow!
The whole boss is the stage. It's the largest final boss in Pixel history. It's if you put it into an actual size, it's 2 kilometers of boss.
Oh wow! That's not
crazy.
I mean, the bosses in this are very, very epic. They're very, very big as well. So it definitely has that epic feel. I actually need to play more games. Just end up playing games for videos, you know. I need to actually at some point just think, you know what? I need to take a day off and play a game, because this is, you know, Abathor is something I wanna get through. But going back to that kind of Metroidvania vibe, right? I definitely think that will be something for your consideration. That's something definitely worth considering, you know, maybe once you get this game, because I think a Metroidvania executed well, done in the Abathor universe, where you've got all these enemies already and just giving people that way to find ability to kind of get. I really do think that can be something big, as far as obviously a great game, but as far as like a commercial success as well, because yeah, we do have some decent Metroidvanias, but I always feel that apart from maybe Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, I've never really found anything that I felt has come close to Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. Even I like Circle of the Moon. I like Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow. I'm a big fan of Dawn of Sorrow as well. But those Konami classics, the only thing that's come close to that is Bloodstained. I've tried others. There's other modern ones that I've tried. The recent Prince of Persia was very, very good, but nothing's quite captured that vibe. So just food for thought. You know, a year from now, 2 years from now, when you think how can we expand, definitely keep a 2D Metroidvania in mind. You know, I think it might be a cracking thing. I'm not sure how chat feels about that or how your brother feels about that, but yeah, definitely let us know.
Well, I think it's a good idea. Could be because in 2 years now, like when we have the next game, we love a lot Metroidvania, and it's a good idea that could be considered. Of course, there are a lot of people with a lot of talent out there, and Abathor it's a very long game with more than 100 enemies. It's something that could be done. Yeah.
You know what else as well?
Something worth of considering.
Absolutely. And what I'm going to do now is tell us a bit about this, right? Let me bring it up. Sorry, I've got a very clicky keyboard. I bought the Commodore 64 8-bit dull keyboard. I didn't realize how loud it was, man. I can't do stealth stuff at home anymore. So let me bring this up. So let me get a tweet up of that type. Now I'm looking at it. I can't find a tweet with that overlay. Where is your overlay? Oh no, man, come on. I'm trying to find the Abathor Plays ones. Don't know if there's a particular hashtag for it, but and your brother was kind enough. Your brother was kind enough to do the overlay there. But I'm literally going through your feed now, and I'm coming across lots and lots of games, but without the overlay. Was that more on Blue Sky? Will I find? Oh no, I've got one here.
It's also Twitter too. There's that about Cadillacs and dinosaurs. Yeah.
Yep, there you go. So let's bring up Chrome again. So tell us a little bit about this. Like, I absolutely love how you guys have done this, and sometimes you've got like an equalizer bar on there as well that I've noticed, and obviously you've done one. Thank you for doing one for this live stream as well, which I've gone over it with this tweet. But tell us about this, man. The X accounts are so good. It almost makes me feel like Abathor, the barbarian, is playing that freaking game, man. I love those posts. Like, as soon as I see them up, even before I look at the game or anything now, I just have to press that like button. And I'm saying that, and I haven't even done it here. So let me like and retweet that now, because we do like that. So how did this idea come to be? Because it's so simple, but bloody hell, it's so freaking effective, man.
Well, it's just because one simple thing. It's because our community, the old school community, the retro community, the pixel community is so nice that we have all played the same games. We love the same games, the same fights, the same feelings. So we have this idea that was the barbarian cruncher playing the games of old, and it's something that it has a lot of success. People love it because, okay, you see the barbarian playing, but you also see the games of before, right? Yeah, and this game was so difficult. I love this game, and there's even people that have known new games that they didn't know because of the Abathor Plays. It's a great idea, and it helps us to enhance our community.
Absolutely, and it really does. It works wonders. It's, to be honest, for me, this is public relations advertising genius. You know, you're not burdening someone with lots of like rubbish. Do our game, do this. You're showing someone a game. You got the barbarian. I'm so bad with names, but you got him at the bottom right there, looking over. You got holding his sword up there, doing it. That's the one with the EQ levels in the background as well. It just looks so freaking down. I'm treasuring the overlay that you've made for me, man. Absolutely love it.
And these are actual plays. We actually play the games. It's not like an image that some video we make from the internet. No, we actually play the games.
Okay. Not bad. You've done a 3-hit combo there with Terry, man. And Garou isn't the easiest game. Like, I play, again, I'm bad with names. I play the little ninja kid only because he's got the teleport kick move, and I can annoy the heck out of people. Big reveal here. I cannot actually play Garou at all. I'm a Street Fighter player. I like Garou, but I've learned like a couple of cheap tactics and I play. But that is absolutely genius. I absolutely love that, man. Thanks. I think it is superb. So we're talking about future things. Is there anything else you kind of want to talk about? Any secrets you want to let out? Anything you want to share with the audience in regard to Abathor? You know, any stuff you want to say out there? So go with it, man.
So for example, there is one. I think I haven't said this before, but there is one secret that it doesn't appear on Steam, and it's the most difficult one. And it's you can find the character that introduced the game. If you start playing the game, there's a character like it's like a pixel. We call him Pixor, right? It's our pet. It's the pet of Pow Pixel Games. It's called Pixor.
Nice.
And it's the one that appears at the very beginning of the game when Pow Pixel Games logo appears. So you can find this character in the game. And I'm going to give an exclusive clue. Say clue? Clue?
Clue.
An exclusive clue right now.
But has anyone found this pet? No one's found it. Wow. Okay, guys.
No one yet. It's very difficult to find. And I'm going to give a clue. It's in the eighth world.
In the eighth world, guys.
In the eighth world. It's Pixor, the pet of the game. The pet of our studio.
Okay, do you want to pledge to something? If someone finds it, whoever finds it first, and they get in touch with you, what will you give them a copy of your new game? Because that is quite a big thing. Would you say, what?
If someone finds it and posts a screenshot on Steam, we will give him a prize. We don't know what prize because it's very difficult to find, but we'll give him a prize.
Wow.
You need to find it and to post a screenshot in the Steam webpage to prove that you have found it.
So guys, to put it in a nutshell, there's a pet called Pixar. It's available in the 8th world. And if you can find that and post a picture on, does it have to be on the Steam page or can they post it on social media? Can they tag you on like X or something with it? Would that be acceptable?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Also on social media, but always referring to us.
Yep. Absolutely.
You have to put it in your social media and making a mention to our account.
There you go, guys. So mention the Abathor game, and feel free to tag me as well. I'd love to find out if someone finds it. And the guys will give you. Sorry, go.
We give them and deluxe edition of the game, a collector's edition.
Oh, there you go, guys. So there's a prize there. So what I'll have to do as well, when I do the corresponding Metal Game Solid, when I do the Metal Game Solid, when we write up the giveaway, we'll also mention that if someone can find Pixar, and we'll put the clue there, it's in level 8 because it's the first time we got this clue out, that you will win the deluxe edition, the ultimate edition, a physical edition of the PC for the first one posting. Abathor saying that in chat. So that was really good. Oh, Essential Nonsense got the code. Well, look, congratulations out there, man. So thank you, Abathor brothers, man, for that one. Pow Pixel Games, freaking awesome, man. So Essential Nonsense is a regular on the channel. So thank you very much. So guys, anyone else out there that's trying it for the code, really sorry it's been redeemed, but guess what? We are going to give away more on the on Metal Game Solid. I'll be mentioning it on the channel as well. So the giveaway will run a week because we're going to give away a few codes. We're going to try and give away one for each platform, hopefully by the time we finalize everything. And the reason we didn't give it away on this stream, as I stated earlier, is because the Steam code is a universal code. It meant whoever got it will be able to get it to work. We weren't we weren't going to get hit by any regional restrictions. That's why we've done the giveaway on Steam of this time. But we will be doing more. I'm a big fan of Abathor, so I'm looking forward to having it featured on metalgamesolid.com. But that's freaking awesome, man. So guys, find the pet. Essential Nonsense. Maybe you can win it and get yourself like the PC physical, the physical edition, man, the Ultimate Edition. That's freaking awesome.
You can see how is it the PC Collector's Edition in Twitter. Like if you scroll up, there is the physical edition.
Is it on your? Here we go. Is this where it is?
Twitter.
There you go. Let's see. Can I make it big? Oh no, it ruins it. Sorry. I'm gonna have to make it small. So what happens is, because I used to have two separate screens before, and this is advice to. Oh, sorry, I'm not actually showing now. I need to show it to the people. Let's get that out there. Let's run that from the beginning. So for any content creators out there, if I used to have two screens that I worked with before, sometimes three, and then I went for a ultra wide screen. Unfortunately, what that means is when I'm doing stuff, I have to kind of partition part of the screen, and I just have to put in a little bit of extra work. Whereas previously, I could just dedicate a screen to the stream, and if I made it full screen, it would only take up, you know, what I was broadcasting as opposed to the section of the screen I want to broadcast. But anyway, getting back to that, there you go. That's the Ultimate Edition. Did we see it, or was I yapping too much? Let's put that out there as well. Did we see? Okay, let's run through that again. Dude, I have to say, you know, your trailers and everything, do you make that yourself, or do you get someone else to make that? Because they're freaking awesome, man.
We make the designs. We my brother and I make all the designs and the sketches of everything.
Really?
So we draw it ourselves, but after we have the sketches, we hire a professional artist, of course.
Okay.
So has been done that by professional artists based on our sketches, right?
Yeah, that's nuts. Absolutely nuts. It's freaking awesome, man. I love watching.
Yeah.
I feel like you've captured it well. So tell me something, right? What future games are you excited about? Like, there's one. Let me bring that up. You'll be able to see it, and I'll bring it up in a second. So, man. Okay, let's see if we can. He-Man. He-Man is something I'm really looking forward to, which is. What do you think of this? This. I mean, come on. As a fan of Abathor, obviously I'm sure you've seen the trailer, man. But this is something. This is one of the games I'm really looking forward to. No doubt you are as well, right? You've seen this. What do you think of it?
Well, of course, I had a Master of the Universe toys when I was a kid, so I'm totally hyped up this game. It's one of my favorite genres. One of my favorite genres is beaten up, and I had a Skeletor, I had He-Man, I have Man at Arms, I had Evelyn, I had all the toys. So if you see Krantor in the cover of the game, Krantor is imitating the pose of He-Man shouting by the power of Grayskull.
Okay. Yes. I see that.
Like with strong rise and lightning bolt in the sword. It's just this pose.
Super.
So of course we are very hyped up of He-Man.
Yeah, the other one that I'm really looking forward to, in fact, is you know that Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Really looking forward to that as well. I think that should be out soon. I'm hoping it comes out this year. Let's have a look. Let's bring up a little video of that. Oh, here we go. We've got a Steam page of that, so that's cool. Here we go. So God, this one looks really good. And look, they're showing so much gameplay of it as well, man. This looks like a childhood dream come true. I mean, look, like this. That. So do you know what else is really well, like what you guys have achieved is amazing, because look, when it comes to Marvel Cosmic Invasion, right, you have got an established IP out there. You've got established characters here. You might be a Silver Surfer fan, a Captain America fan, a Spider-Man fan, whoever else is in there, Cyclops, Wolverine, right? And you're like, yes, I'm buying this game. You know, when it comes to He-Man, there's a whole generation of people that grew up watching He-Man, right? But then when you came with Abathor, you came with a brand new IP. So there was definitely an extra layer there to get people to kind of love that. But I feel like you've created these characters now that people just, they really like. You know, you've literally created a whole universe.
Each character has its own personality and history. We have I told you before, Pixel, that it's a play and kill game where you just press start and start killing your enemies. But it also has a deep lore. The lore of Abathor is vast. It's vast. It's very, very deep. So you can play the game without reading the lore, but if you do, there is much insight into the characters because, as is said in Atlantis, the history, the plot of Abathor is why Atlantis sank down.
Wow.
Okay, so but we didn't make up all of this. Of course, you have to make up something. You have to develop. You have to create. But we have done a research of all the writings from the ancient times about Atlantis, and we have taken all of this into account to develop the game. For example, the first person that writes about Atlantis is the philosopher Plato. I think it's pronounced like this, Plato or Plato. Plato?
I've heard it both ways, to be honest, but yep.
Plato, right? Like he was the teacher of Aristotle. So, and he was the first one in writing about Atlantis. And so we read all his works, and everything that he said, we have reflected this into the game. For example, all the names of the characters are based on names of Atlantean people that were supposed to exist. For example, Plato, the philosopher, said that Atlantis had 10 zones where people lived. So we have divided the game into 10 zones.
Okay, very, 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 very. That's super smart.
He said that the Atlanteans had an orichalcum. Orichalcum was an ancient mineral that we don't know if it existed, a mix of copper and gold. And he said that the Atlanteans had this very big column of orichalcum where they have inscripted their laws. Do you understand? Like it was this script in orichalcum in a very big column. So we have put this into the game too. So everything that we have found in ancient text about Atlantis is reflected into the game.
No, that is not. I brought Rastan 2 on screen for a reason.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of this game? Everyone hates this game, but guys, I love this game in the arcade. I could only get to the second level on there before it became really annoying. And when I played it, when I got older, I was like, okay, this game, the design is horrible, especially when you get to those really tricky maze parts and you're 1 pixel off and you fall down. Did you play this in the arcade and what did you think of it? There's nothing wrong with liking this, right? Because I freaking love this game, man. It's horrible, but I like it. And if you don't like this game, what is a horrible game that you know is horrible, but you like?
Well, there are well, of course it's a bad game, but it's also so fun. I think it's funny. It's a funny game. It's a fucking game. There are, of course, Rastan 1 and Rastan 3 are better, but there are games that it doesn't matter if there are bad games. They are somehow they are fun, and Rastan 2 is a fun game.
Yeah.
It's not a good game, but it's a fun game.
You know what? The funny thing is, when we used to go to the arcade, I was the only one that played this at my friends. My friend used to say, "Why do you play that game? It is rubbish." And I used to get cussed for it. And I was like, "It's Rastan. I like it." And I probably like the worst weapon in there as well. I like the claws in this. They didn't have a lot of range, but they just felt really, really cool. Especially when you got the power up that gave you the lightning sparks at the end. The soundtrack for this game is phenomenal, though. That's one thing it really does have going for it.
And the crawling enemies. That crawling enemies were fun.
You're like, just squash that damn thing with your foot. What's it doing? It's coming right for me. It's horrible. It's terrible. Yeah. So when it came, go on.
Very nice game. We also take into account a game called Altered Beast. That the first stage of this game is a classic. So we took from this game the transformation.
Okay.
The transformation of Altered Beast. So in Abathor, you can transform. There is a thing called the orb that it has a demon hovering around it. So if you hit the demon enough times, it drops purple crystals. If you collect the crystals, you can break the earth. And if you break the earth, the characters transforms. Every character has a transformation. For example, the barbarian goes into a rage of fire. The Valkyrie summons a divine avatar. The assassin, puts on a complete ninja armor that makes him quicker and faster. And the warlock transforms into a very big demon that spits fire.
That's nuts. So I've put an Altered Beast out there. See, Altered Beast is one of those games that, like, I played it a little bit in the arcade. But man, like when I play, so this is one game where when I played it on software emulation, I really could feel the input lag, and I'd keep missing. And I was like, why do I keep missing the wolf? Because they've made the movement of the power-up wolf quite tricky, where you would miss it.
Yeah, it's difficult.
And even in the arcade, I remember a couple of times like trying to kick it, and and I'm like, oh, let me get the damn wolf. I want to get the power-up. But this was freaking awesome in the arcade, man. It was such a great game, and it's one of the highlights of the Mr. FPGA. It's such a great game, and a lot of people played this in the UK. It might have been the same case in Spain as well. But when you bought the Sega Mega Drive, it came bundled with Altered Beast. So this is a game everyone had. And if you didn't have it, you could pick it up for really, really cheap because everyone would trade it in eventually when they got another game. So the second-hand market had lots and lots of Altered Beast on there. So, yeah, man, freaking awesome. So tell us, so when you mentioned, and I wanted to get back to this point where one of the things about Abathor is you don't need to pay attention to the story. You can press the button and the main thing is kill everything in sight. Now, when it came to a lot of the arcade games back in the day, I always played things where you had to kill stuff. So when it came to football games or sport games, I hardly played them, right? The only game that I played where you weren't really killing stuff like crazy was maybe Pang, because a friend of mine gave me a credit on there and I was like, oh, this is really good. And I guess, could it be considered you're still killing stuff in single screen platformers like Snow Brothers and Bubble Bobble? I mean, you're just killing them in a nicer cartoony way. But were you the same, or did you like experiment with, say, puzzle games? Because when I was a kid, I didn't see the value. I went to the arcade to kill stuff. I didn't go to the arcade to play Tetris, for example. What was your kind of arcade time like? Was it similar to that, or did you try lots and lots of different stuff?
Well, our main from my brother and our main favorite games were beaten ups, fighting games, platform games, and action games, right? But as we have a very easy reach of arcade games, there was these arcade games everywhere. We played everything. Street Fighter. We played Super Punk. We played Tetris. We played Puzzle Bubble. We played everything. Our favorite games were always the fighting games, action games, and platform games. But we have played up. I'm not going to say every arcade because that's impossible. I have not played every arcade, but I have played hundreds.
Yeah, it was like that. And did you have that? So where you said in Spain, you had everything in pubs. So what we used to do was, when we were in London growing up, so in our area, we knew all the shops. We knew all the places that had separate arcade machines. We knew Shadow Dancer was here, Shinobi was here, Double Dragon was here, Final Fight was here. And for example, it's in a 1 mile radius. We knew every arcade machine. But what was really interesting is whenever we went out somewhere, our parents would take us out to a different part of the city or a different part of the country. And the first thing we do, especially if those friends of theirs had kids, and we were hoping that the kids were cool and they knew the arcades, and often we'd be like, where's your arcade? And if we were allowed out with them, we used to go and check out the arcades, and you'd go to a different area and it would open you to a whole new world of arcade games. So all of a sudden I went to an area called Camden Town. I played it was Bloody Wolf, but it was called something else in the arcade, and I fell in love with the game. And then years later, or a little while later, I found it on the PC Engine. Then I went somewhere else and I played like Captain Commando, for example, that wasn't in my area. Was it a similar thing in Spain as well when you went out as kids? And go on.
It was very similar, and we prefer. There is some charm in the arcade. So even as the arcade game then appeared on another platform, on another console, we love to play it in the arcade machine because there is some magic into the arcades that makes the play different. I don't know what is it, but there's some charm, there's some magic, and it makes it different. So even Tetris, even Super Punk, we like it all. We like it. Of course, we had our favorites, but we played everything. And this is reflected in Abathor. This is reflected in Abathor because Abathor has also a homage to these games. We have little puzzles stages with some little puzzles in Abathor that there are action stages, but with puzzles. And we even have a reference to Super Punk. And you say, how can you do a reference of Super Punk in a platform game with Abathor? We have done it.
No, I've seen the bonus stages where those it's like a bonus stage, right? Where those things are kind of coming at you. I think I've got Super Punk on here.
It's in the 10th world. There's a reference to Super Punk.
That is super. We're gonna run normal Pang because this game was very, very popular in. It was very, very popular in the arcade. So it was the kind of thing that, you know, when all the guys were in the arcade, then, you know, not everyone had girlfriends out of a lot of the arcade guys. So the ones that did, and they brought their girlfriends to the arcade, the girlfriends would play something like a Super Pang, you know, or Puzzle Bobble. So they got known to be like the girls' games, and that's what a lot of them played. But they were really, really good games. One of my closest friends, he always experimented with these games. So, but I hated playing Pang 2 players. I don't know if you ever like. I even to this day I hate playing it 2 players. It really confuses me, and I keep thinking I'm the other one. But I do have issues with colours, hence why I could never play Puzzle Bobble. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's freaking awesome. So, but it was cool going to different areas, right? And all of a sudden discovering a new arcade machine. It was like so that's one of the things that I used to look forward to when going to another area, just having a look at the arcade games. Now, that magic's gone. That magic's gone. And sorry, go on.
Yeah, of course. If we found a new arcade, we will always play it. There's a new arcade, even if you didn't like it, you play it. Mm-hmm. So of course, here in Spain, what the same. Like the girls that were into the arcades were playing Super Punk, we're playing Puzzle Bubble, we're playing Tetris. I think it's the same in our country. Yeah, it's nice, but it's incredible that they did play at all. Right, they did play at all to a world that in the 80s and the 90s was a very boys' world. So it was nice, and they were very good. They were very good at Pang, at Tetris, and Puzzle Bubble. I couldn't beat any girl out. That was impossible.
Yeah, it was absolutely. They dominated the arcades when it came to that. Yeah. And what about when you say like fighting games? Were you ever involved in like the fighting game community? Did you ever play like did you ever play competitively when it came to fighting games in Spain? So, and which fighting games are your favorite?
Yes, but later on in the pandemic in 2020, in the pandemic, one of my favorite games always was Street Fighter 2. It's one of Super Street Fighter was one of my favorite games. So in the pandemic, when we couldn't go out of our houses, I went into the Spanish community of Street Fighter, and I was playing. My brother and me were playing competitively in Street Fighter, and we were training each and every day, learning about the very pixel fighting of Street Fighter. There is a whole world into the fighting games with the pixel reach of the characters, the frames, the speed, the medium punch reach 2 pixels more than the light punch, who reaches a bit less, 1 pixel less than the whatever. It's a crazy world.
No,
and my brother and I did study Street Fighter. We were studying it. You know what I say? We were studying.
So no. It is. You study 2 hours a day and train 4 hours a day. Well, you know what?
And I can say that I have the best Blanca of Spain. I was in the tournament of Spain, a tournament for all the country.
Wow!
I reached the 8th place of Spain.
That's good. Spain are serious. So I've got you may know a friend of mine, Ricky TTT, he's known by.
Now, of course, the best Ryu.
Yeah. He's awesome. He is awesome. So obviously I'm in touch with Ricky from the Street Fighter thing, but I know he's got his own man cave. But as well as that, so during the pandemic, the Fightcade went from Fightcade 1 to Fightcade 2. That's something that POF was heavily involved in. So I was actually testing that during COVID. I definitely think we need to play Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Have you got Fightcade? We'll set that up for another day. Maybe me, you, and your brother can have a few games of Super Turbo.
I could play. I am a bit rusty now, but we can play.
Listen, we're all rusty. We're all rusty.
Yeah, Fightcade. Of course, I was playing in Fightcade, the tournament with Ricky TTT, Pov, with Marcade, with all the great fighters.
Nice,
Spain.
nice.
And Fightcade, as you know, is a Spanish creation.
It is a Spanish creation. Yeah,
the platform it was created by Pov, I think.
Yeah, it was.
A crazy fighter, and when you can see that the retro community is huge.
It is, and they've done a great. Right, guys. For anyone out there that wants to play classic games that are available on Final Burn Alpha, also the Sega Dreamcast. It supports a whole bunch of different systems, but it's mainly known for its Final Burn Neo ROM set support. So it's the best place you can play Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or in fact CPS1, CPS2, CPS3. There is no better way of playing that online at the moment. It's got a very good interface. It makes you the ROMs are all uniform. Once you download them, they've really hit the ball out of the park with that one, and it's freaking amazing. So it's well worth checking out.
If there is someone from the 2X Barcelona community or Fightcade here listening, a big cheers to you, Pov, Marcade, Jokabo, and all the people that do this great job just for the community. I love you.
It is. It's super good. I remember I'm watching some games with Ricky TTT and a guy called Zaggy, the best Chun-Li in Europe, like a French wow. Zaggy is insanely good, man. Insanely good. But I remember Ricky in one set getting the better of him, and we spoke to him. We were like, Ricky, what did you do? And he kind of told us his game plan. But Ricky is really good. He was really good at Street Fighter 4 as well. Yeah. But I know now Super Turbo is his main game. He's really good. But you know what, Xavier, it's been super. Is there anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to go before we kind of start wrapping up this very awesome interview and chat?
Thank you. Now, I just wanted to thank you to give me this chance to talk about the things I love. And I hope that the people that are listening to us get the prizes and get the full achievements of the game. And I think the community, the retro community, is one of the best communities I'm in. It's truly incredible and fun community that don't ask anything in that. They just have love for the old games. So it's an incredible community.
Absolutely super. Well, look, thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you for the Steam code that you gave us or gave the viewers. It's been redeemed to Essential Nonsense, so congratulations over there. It's been freaking awesome, guys. Make sure you stay tuned to Metal Game Solid in the channel. There will be more giveaways for the consoles now, but then obviously the prizes will be given to you or to the winners. Depending on their region. That's why we didn't do anything here. We kept it simple with a Steam one, but it's been freaking awesome. Abathor, Team Abathor, Team Pow Pixel Games, guys, absolutely love your work, and it shows. It shows that you're genuine people. You genuinely care about the game you're making. You care about the community because you're listening to their feedback. You know, everything about you is right, and it's so nice to see your hard work pay off in a big way. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, and I absolutely wish you the best. You know, you're welcome back on the channel anytime. Anytime you do anything, let me know. Happy to promote your work because I freaking love it. I love what you guys are about, and I love what you guys have done. So thank you so much for doing what you do for the retro community. Seriously, you guys are freaking awesome.
Thank you very much, Pixel, for your channel and for this interview. I'm deeply shocked that you know Ricky, that you know the Street Fighter community. I didn't know that. We have to play someday.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. So last week we had Quang DX from Bitmap Bureau. He was here for an interview, and he's also a Street Fighter player as well. To the fact where he knows how to do in Street Fighter 2 the glitch, the hand clough glitch with Guile. So we're talking like top level as well. So maybe one day we can all we might even make a stream of it where we can make it. Team Abathor, you and your brother versus Team Bitmap Bureau and PCN, and maybe me and Quang from the UK can take you guys on Spain. So it'll be interesting. We'll try and set something up to make it fun, because it's nice to meet other like-minded people, especially so when they love the FGC. But anyway, guys, it's been freaking awesome. Thank you so much. This is goodbye from me, Pixel Cherry Ninja. Again, absolutely honored to have Saviour on with us. Saviour, say your goodbyes, and let's call it a wrap.
Okay. Thank you, Pixel. I was delighted to be here.